Hey guys, my oil cooler for the BigDog came in, and this is the oil cooler right here. I was thinking of ball cutting or diamond cutting the edges, but I'm not gonna. There is a cap. I don't know why it's made like this, but there's a cap and screws on the end of it. Maybe you can, I wouldn't even think of stashing something in here, because this is going to get hot. These threads here are going to have to have thread locker. They give you instructions. I might have to take off my forward controls on the right hand side. That's what they suggest. And 2 lines, and then there's 3 fittings. Oh, and the mounting bracket. I haven't decided on this yet, but I might have to do it. It's bad news. I looked at my finances, they're not very good. My money's basically going down. I'm having a real hard time to keep a balance. So I might have to sell the BigDog. Might have to. If I would sell it, I would definitely be in better shape with money, especially with a vacation coming up. Now, if I sell it, I'm never going to have one of these again. That's because when I had my red and white Harley, I knew once I sold that, I'll never have another one. I knew that. And I haven't. And I sold that back in, I think it was maybe 1988, 89. And I've never had, this is now 2021. I've never had one again. And that's how it'll be with the BigDog. It was a once in a lifetime experience. I'm going to probably have to sell my Beretta just to pay some of the bills. It's a shame. I never even fired a goddamn fucking gun. And I have to sell it just to pay a couple of bills. I'm probably have to sell that back to the same place I bought it from. And they're not going to give you what it's worth. They might give me $250, maybe $300. That's probably what I'll get. That's a goddamn shame. I think I paid $525 for it, so I'm going to probably lose $250. But I have no choice. I have to do it. Because I do have a house mortgage, and I have some bills coming up, so in order for the money not to go down even more, and I don't want to draw cash from a credit card, because then I'm going to get my credit card going up, and that'll never get paid off. So, we might get another Husky. Guys, it may be hard for some of you to believe this, but I would rather walk my dog than ride a motorcycle. Man, my allergies are horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's been raining here all week. All week. Literally. It's raining right now. Oh, man. Yeah, so, I'll have the Honda Rebel. But, riding a bike around here, it's a big, big turnoff. Because these roads, they've ripped up almost every road to replace the water lines. And these roads are horrible. I used to have 3 roads to get out of my neighborhood. Now there's one that isn't tore up. The other two are bumpy as hell on a bike. So if I sell the BigDog, I'm going to start it out at $10,000. I'll probably go as low as $8,000. I don't think I'd sell it for less than $8,000. I haven't really decided on that yet. But, you know, it would be better to have that money in the bank than to have a bike. Living here where there's only 3 motorcycle events I could go to the entire year. You know, and then the way the weather is here, you ride a bike around here in Western Pennsylvania a handful of days out of the year. It's really not motorcycle territory. You know, having a motorcycle here it's a mistake. It really is. It's a total waste of money. You know, and on the BigDog, I get a lot of respect on the bike. I don't get anybody tailgating me. On any other, if you're riding a Japanese motorcycle around here, you're a target. A Japanese motorcycle around here, you're literally taking your life in your own hands. Even when I had my Hayabusa, it was a different world than riding a BigDog. I got other bikers that just assumed that I won the race. Naturally, everybody thinks that you're a young kid on a sports bike. You know, and the police all look at you. So, more than likely, I will sell it. When? That's the question. Now, I'm going to keep the channel. I was thinking of scrubbing the channel, but you know, I've worked pretty hard to get this channel where it is right now, which isn't much. You know, there is other things I put on the channel, like about a car, FYIs, or about the dogs. You know, when I go on vacation, I put stuff up about the vacation. Now, if I do get this other husky, we're taking both of them to the beach next year. I have to meet with my wife. We have to meet the owners of the dog. Believe it or not, this is what they want to do. They want to interview us. Then they're going to probably want to meet and greet with the dog, and then they may want to come and look at my backyard. This is what you gotta go through today when you buy an animal, when you adopt an animal. And my backyard is a fucking mess. So I'm gonna probably have to clean that up. It's like I got an old toilet out there. I have to get that out of there. Still got a cabinet from my kitchen. I got to get that out of there. I have contractor bags with debris in them from the kitchen tear out. I have to get rid of those. Where I'm gonna put those, I don't know. So, oh my God. Anyway, that's my situation here. You know, I have money in the bank, but it's going down. And now my mortgage comes out. I don't know what time my mortgage comes out today. I actually get paid after 12 midnight tonight. And my mortgage comes out after 12 midnight tonight. So I don't know which one's going to come out first. I have money to cover the mortgage. But that'll drop me down even further. Then I got an electricity bill I have to pay. The electricity bill is actually due today. So that's my situation, guys. Selling my Beretta, that's going to only be a temporary fix. And I have a job. I have a full-time job. There's a lot of people out there that don't have full-time jobs because of the pandemic. And I have no idea what they're doing. So if any of you are in a situation to where you got laid off or you lost your job because of the pandemic and your bills are mounting up, tell me what's going on. Now, we lost half our income here because my wife got in legal trouble with her old job, which they basically railroaded her. They used her as a scapegoat because she was working in the healthcare field in a personal care home. Now, in personal care homes, I worked in several of them. I was also a nurse's aide. And what they do is, man, my nose is killing me. What they do is they train you on all kind of resident rights. What had happened with her is there's an autistic resident that didn't like his clothes on hangers. So the laundry girl had his clothes on hangers. Okay. My wife goes in a room with the laundry girl in this resident's room. And the resident flips out at the laundry girl. The resident pushed the laundry girl. The laundry girl pushed the resident. We're talking about an 80-year-old man now. The autistic guy was 80 years old. So the laundry girl pushed him, knocked him down, which that's actually called elder abuse. That's a felony in this part of Pennsylvania and in the state of Pennsylvania. My wife was witness to that. Okay, my wife didn't touch the man. Keep that in mind. She was witness to this. The guy gets back up, sits in his chair. My wife asks him, "Are you okay?" He says, "Yes." End of story. My wife gets another call for another resident because she's the only aide. This is at night. She's the only aide in the building for 56 people. So she gets another call from a resident, goes and helps the resident, loses track of time. 5 o'clock in the morning comes around when the other workers come in. This guy goes to the other workers. Or no. My wife finally has the time to tell the supervisor what happened. She did tell them what happened, but 2 hours later. The resident says his ribs hurt, his back hurts, I have to go to the hospital. In the hospital, he tells one of the nurses that that's the story, and they came at him with a baseball bat, and he was left alone and totally ignored. So naturally, they have to believe what he says. The next day on the news, one of the other workers learns about this. Was posted on the news. A worker is watching the news. My wife's on the news. There's been a warrant issued for her arrest. We get a call. We didn't even know this. We get a call around, I think it was around like 12 midnight from this other worker. And she says, do you know there's a warrant out for your arrest? And we're like, well, that's got to be a joke or something. This got to be a joke. And then she says, yeah, it was on the news and everything. There's a warrant out for your arrest because of what happened with the resident. So we called the local police, and yeah, sure enough, there's a warrant out for her arrest. So to make a long story short, she turns herself in the constable's office. We go there. We don't know what's going to happen, if they're going to keep her. They're going to arrest her. So we go there. They didn't arrest her, thank God. Thank God there's no bond. There was no bond. If there was bond, I'd have been fucked. And so the constable sets a hearing date. So we had to get an attorney. Okay, so I got a good attorney, thank God. So what happened? Thank God for the coronavirus. That helped. I think it was about 6 months later, we had her trial came up. The attorney cost, I think, $3,500, which was very low. She admitted her guilt, that she should have reported it ASAP. Her being the only aide in the building didn't matter a hill of fucking shit. And the judge basically took mercy on her because she wound up going in the hospital over this because it basically blew her mind. She had like some kind of mini stroke over this. Lost her jobs. No, I think it was about a year later we finally had the trial because the coronavirus kept on putting it off. So we had a trial over the tablets. The attorney and the judge was in the courtroom, but we were at home. So it was a non-contact trial over our electronic tablet devices. And the judge took mercy on her. The charges were dropped, but she was put on probation for 5 years. Which I think it was about 2, maybe 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Oh, no, probation was for 1 year probation. That's over. But she'll have a criminal record for 5 years. So that's what happened, guys. The charges were dropped. She was put on probation for a year. And all over because this guy he didn't want his clothes on hangers. And even though she didn't touch the man, she witnessed it and didn't report it for 2 hours. And that cost her her health and all her jobs. 3 jobs. 3 jobs lost. And that's why 10 minutes later, I'm telling you guys this is how we lost half our income. You know, when you work in any personal care homes, I want you guys to understand something. When I say guys and girls, sorry about that. I know that was gross. When you work in a personal care home, they don't stand up for you. You're on your own. If something, they train the crap out of you. You get fire training, you get first aid training, you get trained for the Heimlich maneuver, CPR. They train you residence rights. It's called the HIPAA laws, where either resident privacy right laws. They train you in all kind of crap. But when something legal happens, you're on your own. When it happens inside their building, on their property, they don't help you. The home doesn't help you. You're on your own, Jack. That's why I always said there should be unions for all healthcare workers. It should be mandatory union. Because when something happens to these nurses' aides, these homes do not help them. You are on your own. Every one of these homes, what they do is they'll pass the buck off to their workers to just cover their own license, so they don't get a fine or they don't lose their license. They would rather call the police on their workers rather than to take the fall. And trust me, that's what they all do. I worked in 7 of these places, and that's what they all do. So that's the situation I'm in, guys. I'm the only income in the house. Thank God I have a decent job. But we are just basically staying afloat. We're not underwater yet. We are basically right now, like we're swimming in a lake without a life preserver, going like this, trying to stay afloat. That's what we're doing. And I'm going to definitely have to sell my Beretta. I'm going to take a loss on that, and that's just to pay the cable bill and my electricity bill. Or my money's going to go further down. And I haven't even started paying for the vacation yet. The vacation hasn't sent me a bill yet, because it's going to start next June. So they'll probably send me an invoice in October, because you can pay a lot of the resorts in Outer Banks. You can pay in 3 or 4 installments. Otherwise I'd never be able to afford it. And I thought of getting a second job. I cannot hold the second job down, not in this shift. It's impossible. I get 2 days off, and I need my rest. I have to walk my dogs. I would rather walk my dogs than ride the bike, to be honest with you. I'm sorry to say that, guys. You guys that don't have pets, I like my dogs more than the big dog, more than a bike. I would hate to sell the motorcycle. I'm going to try not to sell it, because I know from past experience, once you sell these things, you will never have one again, especially with that. When I got that, it only had 1,400 miles on it. That was basically just broke in. Not even broke in yet. So I'm going to try to put this oil cooler on now. And, now about my wife getting another job, she's still physically unable to work. Because when the lawyer told her that if you lose, you might get 2 years in jail, up to 2 years in jail, and a $25 fine. When she heard that, that's when she started dwelling on this, until I think she had like an aneurysm or some kind of a stroke. But I told you guys when this happened, she was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. She was in the hospital for like 2 weeks when this happened. So she lost her good job and the 2 side jobs because it couldn't work. And I told her that she should have sued the home, and she didn't want to sue the home. So who knows? Maybe she would have lost, and it would have costed us further money. So we're going to put this on. I'm going to probably take the forward controls off. It's going to be easier. I have no idea why they did this with this end cap. I have no idea, because it serves no function other than it makes it look half decent. That this is definitely going to have Loctite on it. Now, I wasn't able to talk about that case until the probation expired. But yeah, you know, yeah, we were, and then we watched the news, you know, and her name is plastered all over the internet about this. You know, when this girl called us up and said, you know, there's a warrant off your arrest, what the fuck? That's gotta be a joke. You're joking, or you're joking. Gotta be joking. And we're like, holy fuck. So we're sitting there in a cold sweat. We're waiting for the police to knock on the door and come and arrest her and put her in handcuffs. That never happened, thank God. And then when we learned about the hearing date of the magistrate, you know, you don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, well, if they put a bond on her, bond's going to be $10,000. With 10%, I'm going to have to come up with $1,000 to keep her from going in a county jailhouse, which I don't have. You know, I'd have to dump that on a credit card and jack the credit card up even more. But, you know, once you start using these credit cards, they never get paid off. You have to take a loan out to pay them off. Which I actually paid off 4 credit cards. And I have 2 of them starting to go back up because I'm using them to pay for stuff. Now, they'll probably only get paid off once I sell this house. Which, like, this house here, it needs so much done to it. You know, the roof's going to have to get done within the next 2 years because my roof leaks. Thank God I used to be a contractor. I could do a lot of this shit myself. I just coated my porch. I coat my porch and my steps once a year with cement. It's actually what I use, guys, is tile cement. And I put it on with a squeegee. It's a real thin coat, makes it look like it's brand new, and it lasts forever. I have to do my driveway like that, and I got to do my patio like that before winter. We're going to buy, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make a video of that for you guys. I'm going to buy 6 bags of gray tile mastic, or cement. And all I do is I sweep it, I hose it down, and you just put the shit on, and it seals it. And then I have to paint the outside of the house brown. I have to do something with my big garage door. I'm going to make a partition there with a door and a window. Then I have to finish my kitchen, finish my bathroom. I got to do something with my ceilings, something with the floors, and then the house is ready to sell. So it might sound like a lot of shit, but it's really not. And then once we sell this place, we're going to probably move out the country, and that's probably where I'm going to die at. If I ever move out to the country, guys, I mean, I'm definitely going to the country. I might live in a trailer, a shack, or a decent house. Once we move out there, I'm going to basically completely isolate myself from the world. So, all right, now on to the cooler. Okay, guys. As you see, I had to take my forward control off. Here it is right here. 2 bolts. A long one and a short one. The long one is your forward bolt, or the small one is a rearward one. Before you put those back on, we're going to clean the old thread locker off and put on a new thread locker. And now we're going to take this little, you son of a bitch. I'm going to take this little plate off here. Because this is going to also be in the way. And this also, we're going to polish it and put thread locker on it. Okay, guys. Now, you see that outer one I sprayed some shit on to loosen it? That's the line that goes to the oil tank. You'll need an 11/16 to hold that. Can't even get it in there. Okay. You'll need 11/16 to hold that one. And then the top ones is a 5/8. That's your line that goes to the oil tank. Guys, you should see this light I have, man. It's a flasher. Look at this. It's a flasher. Hey, that seems to do the trick. All right, now we got our drip rag. Now this outer one, we're going to loosen this. We got that loose. I don't think I have to take off my exhaust pipe. Okay. It would be easier with the exhaust pipe off, but it's not necessary. You know what? I might need a damn rag. Alright, you bastard. Oh, I love my light. I love it. I love it. Guys, I'm going to pause you. Okay, guys, I got my line off. These are all the same. All these new fittings they give you. Here's the third one. They're all the same. Now, we're going to, you know what it looks like they put on here is, damn, I have some of that shit too. I have thread sealer. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, brother. I bought this, man, last year. I forget why I bought it, but it for sure is coming in handy now. You know, it looks like it got hardened up too. Oh no, I just had to turn the tip. So, all right. You know what? The only thing I just noticed, these aren't all the same. So, let me see. See these, this one here has the flared tips on both sides where the other ones don't. So, let's see which one they want me to use. You know, I would think that that double flared, that double tapered fitting would go on the oil line. because the other two, yeah, I think that's oil line because of the rubber O-rings that's inside these. And then the shorter line goes on the right-hand side. Okay, where is my fitting? Get rag ready. We don't want this going inside. And this is the high temperature stuff. Yeah, I don't even remember why I bought this. But it's coming in handy now, guys. All right. And put a little more on this side here. All right, we're sealed up. So, all right. The shorter line goes to the oil line going into the tank. So, where is my line? Okay. And we're going to tighten it up. Nice and sparkling good. You know what I should do is I should put a little inside here too. Alright, what we're going to do is we're using a cosmetic brush. Why did I want to do that? Okay, now clean the inside of it up a bit. Okay, guys. I think we're nice and sparkling, sealed up. Okay. Now we're going to put this on and tighten her down. Oh, I love my light. My light's giving me signals. It's signaling me. All right, I got this tightened up. Clean that up. And that's good. You don't have to do that on the outside, guys. I just do that because I'm crazy. Now, I'm going to put a liberal amount on the end of this because I can't. You know what? Maybe I can get to the inside of that. Let's put some on my little cosmetic brush there. Come on, you bastard. I should clean this with acetone first. Okay, that looks great. And we'll tighten that down. And you know, when you tighten these, you don't have to Gorilla tighten them. Just make them tight. You know, I wouldn't put more than maybe 15 to 20 pounds of pressure when you tighten these. Okay, now we're going to put the longer line. Or hold on a minute, maybe I got that wrong. No, the shorter line goes to the line going to the oil tank. Okay. The longer line goes in to the oil return that goes into the filter. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause you guys because I'm going to put some shit on the inside of this. You know what? I'm going to probably have to use one of my old fittings. I was hoping they gave me all new fittings, but I'm going to have to use my old one to go into the housing there. All right, let's do this guy up. Yeah, you would think they'd give you all new ones, you know, for what you pay for these. Okay, the tapered side. That way it makes a nice little close. Okay, we got that torque done. Now we're going to do the end of this. Again, this is a cosmetic brush, guys. If you guys don't have these, go to a drugstore and get a set of these. When you work on motorcycles, they come in handy as hell. And the only thing, they're going to probably think you're either a faggot or a transvestite. And if they ask you what are they for, tell them the truth. I work them there for working on a motorcycle. Oh, fuck, that hurt. All right. You know what? I think I could take this away. I don't need that anymore. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have tightened that down until I got it on the bike. Oh, guys. What the fuck? Oh, no, man, I gotta get up to do this. I can't do it while I'm laying down. All right, I got it off. Clean my hands up. I'm gonna put a little more on this. I wiped it off. Okay. There we go. Get my wrenches ready. There we go. Got the threads started. They go in nice. Here, come here, you son of a bitch. Again, it would be easier with the pipe off, but it's not necessary. I'm going to thread this in by hand as much as I can, which I think that's about it right there. Then we'll get our 5/8 and play with this some more. Alright guys, I'm going to pause you guys because this is going to take a while. Guys, I'm taking my exhaust pipe off because I cannot get to the bolts. I cannot get to them, and I'm just not gonna fuck with it anymore. Okay guys, you see how I got those? I have them tucked on the inside of the frame. So your shorter line connects to your line that goes to the back of the tank back here, and the longer line connects in there. Now we're going to go get the oil cooler. It is a lot easier with this exhaust, but with the front exhaust pipe taken off. Right now, we're going to put some of this thread locker on here. Because I don't want this part here to come off. I mean, I have no idea why they did this. This should have just been part of. Should have just been part of the bike, you know, but oh well. Alright, I had to move my one clamp up. This is my clutch line clamp holder. And I'm going to polish the frame, guys, before I mount this. Now, since I got lights on this bad boy, everything reflects. So we want to make people nice and jealous. Right? Alright guys, we got this on. All my lines are done with the Permatex high temp thread sealer. I had to move my my clutch cable the hold down brackets, because this has to, believe it or not, this has to go up high, so then your lines don't drag the ground. Okay, and this long line is probably maybe a ½ inch below the rectifier. That's as best as I can get it. So I can't even start this up to make sure these don't leak. So my one for control has a lot of Loctite on it, so we're going to clean the inside of that out too. Hold on. Let's do this way here, so I don't get burned. Okay, that one's cleaned out. You know, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. I would suggest taking this exhaust off. I would suggest taking the exhaust off. Oh, I was ready to forget my plate. Alright, we're going to polish this. Guys, this damn plate's so dirty, it's probably never been polished. I'm going to have to clean it with acetone. I still have to change the oil in that yet, too. What the hell is this shit on here? God damn, I tell you, nothing's easy, guys. Nope, nothing's easy. Nothing. You know what, let me use some gas on this. My damn rag at now? What the fuck happened to that? That disappeared on me. Man, I'll tell you, this gets so hot. Guys, I don't know where the fuck my damn rag went. Well, guess it vanished. Got another one. Oh, well, I just found it. It was on top of my other buffing wheel. Alright. Alright, that's the inside. That don't really matter. So, now this is the outside that's going to show. Because that backing plate goes on the inside. But you know, once you put the lights on, the more stuff reflects, the better fucking show it's going to be, guys. This is going to have to get sanded a bit. Man, that is really... I'm using 2000 grit with acetone. Try to sand that. Let's do the outer edge first. So much. I'm just using my 3M, but there's so much 3M on the wheel. We're going to use the finish wheel. I think I like this wheel better. Okay guys, I think that's good. That one spot there, that's getting covered, so that doesn't matter. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to wash my hands before I put these guys on. Alright, let's go back over to the bike. Right. Got my hands washed. Man, I'll tell you, that thread sealer smells. It absolutely smells. It's a lot better. Nice little improvement. Now if I can remember how this shit goes on. The mark that was on the back of there, oh here it is, there's a mark. Yeah, I don't remember how this goes on. Okay, I'm going to wash the back of that forward control too with some acetone, guys. Just to get any dirt out of there. Man, is that filthy. You know what, I'm going to try to clean that. Alright, this is better than nothing. Now if I can remember how the hell this shit, I think the flat side goes in here like that and the finished side gets pointed out. So you can see your edges are rounded and the more flatter side goes inside the forward control. I think that's pretty sure that's how it goes on. So the side that goes to the inside of the engine is your show side because this is covered. So where is that little bolt I had? Alright, now when you put this plate on, guys, the forward control backing plate, put one of these bolts in here first. There, that's torqued down pretty good. Now, this one here, so that way there, you're not going to have trouble taking this in or putting it out. Now we'll put the forward control on. Okay, that worked out real good. I'll tell you, these are, I don't know what the fuck size this is. But they are like really fucking tight. Alright, we've got thread locker on these bolts. I should torque these down, but I'm not gonna. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just make them tight, to my knowledge. Okay guys, now I just got to put the pipe back on, and then we'll do the oil after a coffee break. Alright guys, we got the pipe back on, everything's torqued down, and there you go. I had to set my saddlebag up a little higher, or my saddlebag, my tool bag I mean. The two straps I had fastening the tool bag on, I no longer need two, I just need one. Now we'll see what that looks like with the lights on. Again guys, if you do put a light kit on your bike, make sure you have the switch on the left hand side of the bike. For the simple reason guys, is you're going to be tooling down the road with your throttle hand, your hand on the throttle. You're not going to want to let up the throttle to mess with your lights. That's why it has to be on the left hand side. Okay, now I'm going to go take a coffee break, wash my hands, and we're going to change the oil. I'm not changing the oil filter. The oil filter is still good. Matter of fact, that chrome one there, that's still good too. So I have the one that has the nut on the end of it, or the place for the socket on the end of it. That's still good. That doesn't. It probably has maybe 1,000 miles on it. It's still good. So we're going to just change the oil. And that oil filter will probably, I'm thinking it's going to take up another half a quart of oil, but I have it. Okay, so let's get a coffee break and we'll do the oil next.